You know that thing that everyone's into, but you're not because you see it's stupid, but everyone swears it's so great, and then you try to watch it again, and you realize how dumb you are for watching that? Well, that's pretty much how I feel about The Walking Dead. And tonight, on Schlocktoberfest, Nick and I are going to get to the bottom of why The Walking Dead absolutely sucks. Oh, so, Nick, tell me about your introduction to The Walking Dead.
Well, my introduction was when they started doing promo trailers on AMC for it, and sorry, not just on AMC, fucking everywhere. And I was just excited. I was excited at the time of, like, you know, a horror TV show, and I really do like zombies. And I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And I was totally down for it. So I remember watching the first season, which was in 2010, and it consisted of, I want to say, 6 episodes. And I really liked it. I thought it was good, you know, and I was like, oh, sweet, zombies, you know, cool. This is a pretty good story. And then season 2 happened, and I didn't like it at all.
Well, my introduction to The Walking Dead is a little different than yours. I was reading the comic book about a year before the show debuted. Joel, who's always on our podcast for the new listeners, Joel had the trade paperbacks, and one day he goes, hey, you should borrow this Walking Dead book from me. He also gave me Y the Last Man to read. And I liked Y the Last Man, but I loved The Walking Dead because, 1, I love horror, 2, I love zombies, and 3, I like post-apocalyptic stuff. And this was different than anything I had read before. It was realistic, it was gritty, it was kind of hopeless, but it had really good characters. So you have to imagine how excited I was to see a TV show adapted from a book that I genuinely liked. So that happens. We get to 2010. I watched the first 6 episodes, and I think it's pretty good. And then, like you, season 2 comes out, and I watch it, and I go, well, it was a little long, but whatever. Then season 3 happens, and I go, and then season 4, and I honestly wonder why the fuck I'm still watching the show. So I stop. And then I went back to look at it on Netflix, and it's complete horseshit. This show is like the Kmart equivalency of horror. If you say you're a horror fan and the only thing you know about is The Walking Dead, fuck off.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to tell you to kill yourself, but fuck
seriously,
off.
If you think you're a horror fan just from watching The Walking Dead, fuck you.
You're like as badass as the punk kid who gets a fake earring and paints his fingernails with a Sharpie marker. Like, you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. And The Legend of the Rent was way hardcore. And The Walking Dead is not The Legend of the Rent. The Walking Dead is like you're late 6 months on your rent and you're about to get evicted. Walking Dead is just fucking bankrupt on every level. It became too commercial for its own good, and any quality and scariness and drama and tension has been wiped out by a fucking toy commercial for adults and a fucking wet dream commercial for chicks that like Norman Reedus' dirty looking ass.
Oh, God, and he always looks dirty. He needs to take a shower all the time.
It's like, look, Daryl, there are ponds and lakes. Just fucking dive in and wash your ass, dude. Like, that's the one thing I think about when I watch that show is how bad everyone has to smell. Like, seriously, Maggie and Glenn are fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, they haven't showered in a while. Her cooch is going to stink and his ass is going to be crusty and dirty. Like, this is not an attractive world to live in, which is fine because it's not supposed to be. But the problem with the show is if I'm thinking about those things and not like the drama and the tension that's going on with the characters, something's wrong.
Yeah. And I mean, it's such a shit show. And I remember I was in line to see Norman Reedus like in the first, I think it was like the 3rd season of Walking Dead, the year that came out or was going to come out. And I had a Boondock Saints poster in my hand I was going to have signed. And if you don't know what Boondock Saints is and you're a big fan of Walking Dead, once again, fuck you. Because that's kind of where Norman Reedus got to start. And if you think it was Walking Dead, once again, fuck you. Jesus.
I agree with that sentiment.
And I was in line with a bunch of other people because he had a long line at the time. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool poster. What is that? I was like, oh, Boondock Saints. And like, who's in it? I'm like, the guy who's also in the show that you're in line to go like hug or kiss or molest or whatever. And nobody had heard of it. Nobody had heard of it. And I'm pretty sure there's somebody else in that line who had a Blade 2 poster, and they still hadn't heard of that either. It's like, oh, fuck you people. Fuck you so much.
I've come to the realization that new fans of anything are the worst, because they're so enthusiastic and they know so little, and they just are so loud and bombastic. It's like, listen, shut the fuck up and experience other shit too, and you'll understand that either what you're into is not as good as you hope for, or you'll actually have something interesting to say, like, oh, I like horror, I like The Walking Dead. When Dale rode in on his motorcycle, that was so cool. Remember the time where he shot the zombie with the arrow? That was so cool. Remember the time Rick yelled Coral? That was so cool. Like, no, motherfucker, it's not so cool. There's nothing so cool about The Walking Dead. It's fucking boring as shit. Like you said, you need to watch about 4 episodes a season. First episode, mid-season finale, mid-season premiere, season finale. That's all you need to watch.
Yeah, honestly, if you do that every season, you will be well informed and a lot better off.
And the characters aren't even likable.
Well, see,
good,
like here's the thing. They're just It's like Lord of the Rings. They're just walking, fucking constantly walking. I don't care. They don't have a mission or anything. Yeah, to survive. That's general human nature, to survive. Good for you. Whoa. I don't care.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's like everything's gray and brown and dirty, which is fine. I understand the aesthetic of that. But, like you said, nothing fucking happens. It's like, oh man, they walk somewhere. They meet somebody else. Is he good or bad? They determine he's good. He joins their team when shit hits the fan. They have to leave. They meet new people. They determine if they're good or bad. They determine he's good. He's really bad. Shit hits the fan and he tries to kill everybody. That's pretty much the first 5 seasons of The Walking Dead. And then Glenn, you think the most likable character, the Asian dude Glenn, gets killed, but it's some tricky photography, and he's really alive.
No. What I love is that a lot of these fucking nerds just came out of the woodwork with that and started over-analyzing the fuck out of that end scene of that episode. It was so... It happened so much that I even knew about it. I was like, really? This is what's going on right now? You're analyzing the last like few seconds of this person that may have been killed. What the fuck are you doing?
They're real horror fans, bro. That's what they do.
Oh, fuck those people.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck them. I'm not a fan of them. I'm not cynical. I want people to understand I'm not cynical to a fault about everything. But what I'm cynical about is, like, for example, Star Wars. You meet people that, oh, I'm a big Star Wars fan. Okay. Cool. Which one's your favorite? Episode 7. Oh, fuck these people. Okay. So then you go, why? And they give you these long diatribes. What did you think of the prequels? They were terrible. Did you see them? No, but I know they're terrible. I read about it on the internet. Okay. I'll admit they're not good movies. I'm not going to sit here and defend them. Have you seen the original ones? They're okay. Empire Strikes Back is boring. And that's where I stop the conversation, because you're a fucking idiot. You are mentally a child. And if you're a Walking Dead fan and you consider yourself a horror fan, you are a mentally retarded child. You should not have an opinion on anything, because this show is so dumb. I legitimately cannot come up with a good reason why it should still be on the air. It's like these other genre shows, like The Flash and Arrow and Supergirl and all these other dumb shows. It's like they have no substance. It's like the vanilla ice cream. It's not, it's the vanilla frozen dairy dessert. It's not even real ice cream. It doesn't have cream or sugar. It's just high fructose corn syrup and some kind of xanthan gum.
It's like vegan, gluten-free, fat-free, vegan, like cold dessert.
And it still makes you feel like a piece of shit when you eat it.
Yeah, like it tastes like air, and you're just like, no, I like this, but I really don't. It doesn't taste good.
These shows, I think a lot of people watch the shows that we're shitting on so they can keep up with the Joneses and they can be part of pop culture, because nerd culture and horror things are kind of cool again. Like, comic books are the biggest thing in the world, and horror movies are generally pretty much, decently received nowadays. And they're all relatively successful. I mean, not everyone, but more of the times than not, they at least make their budget back, and you're seeing a resurgence in horror. But you get shit like this that isn't. It's not really anything. It's like it's empty calories. It doesn't.
Yeah, this is the diet caffeine-free Coke of horror.
Just 1 calorie, not scary enough. And I mean, I know I'm coming off as like mean as opposed to other episodes where I'm mean but funny, but I've interacted with so many dumb. Like for example, I wanted to go to Horror Hound one year to meet some old school actors and hang out. I couldn't get in the door because the Walking Dead cast was there. Like, fuck you people, you're ruining this. And here's what's going to happen. The Walking Dead people draw in a crowd, so all of a sudden these conventions get bigger. Then The Walking Dead will lose its popularity, and so these people are going to stop showing up to your shows, and your attendance is going to dwindle down, and people that have been dedicated for years are all that's going to be left. And the thing is, you've alienated the people that stuck around for so long, so they left too. So essentially, conventions, you're putting yourself out of business by only catering to the big shit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even go to these shows and look at a celebrity. They want $40 to breathe in their direction.
Oh god, and $80 to smell their mouth or whatever. There's even like it's gotten so bad that there's a fucking specific convention for this show called, I'm not gonna even name it. No, I'm not even gonna name it. Fuck it. I'm not gonna say the name.
Cock.
Yeah, we'll just call it Cock.
Cocker Cummings.
Yeah, and that's how bad it's gotten. Like, it's an international thing now. It's fucking retarded. I think, next year they have a cruise that's happening.
Are you fucking serious?
There is a cruise. Not even kidding. A cruise ship for this TV show. You get to be on it with said celebrities. It's happening.
I don't want to hang out with these celebrities. They're not that cool. They're fine. I mean, I'm not calling anyone a bad actor or a piece of shit. Like, Norman Reedus is a fine actor, but he just plays the same role in everything. For example, I went to see Triple Nines either early this year or late last year, and he was in it, and I thought, oh, Norman Reedus is cool. He plays Daryl, but in, like, downtown Atlanta, and then dies. It's just the most unfulfilling role I've ever seen in a film. And I'm talking Han Solo in Star Wars Episode 7. Norman Reedus is a caricature of himself. You know, he's not really an actor, he just is kind of there playing the same role. Like, he's just being himself on camera.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about some of the other actors, because we've talked about Norman Reedus a lot. Who else sucks on The Walking Dead?
Carl.
Everybody. Carl might be the second most annoying character on the show, next to Lori, the wife who died. Like, they won't kill Coral, but they need to, because he is an unlikable little bitch. He's only got one eye, so he's a liability.
Yeah.
I'm really worried about the concern of the other survivors. No, I'm not. Fuck them all. I hope
Are
they
you
die.
really? Are you really?
No. You know how I want the show to die? They all get fucking eaten apart in slow, gory detail, and then someone shoves a foot in Rick's asshole.
Rick is another one. He's a whiny little bitch, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite, and I know people are like, well, but that's the story. It's how, he's slipping and losing power, and how he's, even the mighty can fall and have
fuck you.
Lapses and moments and shit like that. That's cool if it was done well. Nothing in The Walking Dead is the definition of good. It's just there. It's, like I said, empty calories to consume on a Sunday night, and then, in my opinion, the most heinous thing is the follow-up show, The Talking Dead.
Oh my god. No. So there's something even more heinous called, what is it, Fear of the Walking Dead, which is like the prequel to The Walking Dead that's happening as well.
Oh, let's get a prequel to a show about nothing, where nothing happens.
They basically say what's happening. It's it's like a certain chemical everybody's eaten that once you die, you become said zombie. Like, and there's no need to fucking have a prequel to that. Like, why is that necessary? Why is that a thing?
The Walking Dead lost me too when they, in the first season, was like, it's inevitable, everyone turns into a walker when you die. It's like, oh, well, there's the tension.
Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. Yeah, even The Talking Dead, as soon as you're done watching the hour of TV, there's another hour of TV talking about the previous hour of TV you just watched.
And it's so fucking dumb, and it's hosted by arguably the biggest dickhead on the internet, Chris Hardwick. He might be a nice guy in real life, but ever since he was on, G4 Tech TV or whatever it was, like, if he was on it when it was G4 Tech TV, I hated him. If he was on it when it was just G4, I hated him. Look, Chris Hardwick, you may be the nicest guy on the planet, and one day I'll be famous and I'll be on your podcast and I'll be nice to you. But this will be released, and as of now, in 2016, I absolutely hate everything you do. You seem fake. You are like a robot. I don't hate your face. I don't hate your voice. I don't even hate you as a person. But the way you come off in everything you do, you are like this show. You are just hollow on the inside. You're like a fucking chocolate Easter bunny. You take a bite and there's nothing in there. It's just a facade. There's a little bit of chocolate on the outside, but you're air. That's why I don't like Chris Hardwick, and that's why I don't like The Talking Dead. It's a show that discusses nothing about a show about nothing.
Yeah, oh man, it's so bad. I mean, yeah, the effects, and yeah, they spent $1 million an episode to make it. Good for you. Yay. Yeah, Greg Nicotero can retire after this show fucking dies. Like, he's made that much money. He's done.
Greg Nicotero should retire right now.
Oh god, he really should.
And the fucked up part is this show doesn't show any signs of stopping.
Yeah, it doesn't even show signs of slowing down. It's really shitty.
Yeah, I just think it never got great. It was good in the beginning, first season, second season was okay, and then, like, the only reason I really stuck through watching a lot of it is because of Joel. You hear that, Joel? You've ruined my fucking life through TV and shitty movies. Asshole.
Oh, man.
No, Joel's my buddy. I love him to death. But The Walking Dead, we're gonna wrap up our Walking Dead rant in a few minutes, because, like The Walking Dead, there's just not a lot to say without experiencing it and how shitty it is. A lot of people probably like The Walking Dead, and I expect to get a lot of comments like, The Walking Dead's the greatest show on TV, or I love The Walking Dead.
First of all, if you do really comment and think that The Walking Dead is the best show ever or on TV, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Watch some more goddamn TV. Netflix is full of it. Get Hulu. Goddamn it. Just watch something that is better.
They're going to use their Netflix account to watch The Walking Dead.
Oh, that hurts me so much.
It hurts my anus too, Nick, because it's just all bullshit, and it's not world-class bullshit. It's inter-community bullshit. The thing is, it's a bad show, and the bad shows are fine to exist, but how can it dupe so many people? I feel like I'm Rowdy Roddy Piper with those sunglasses on. It's like, how can I, like, and I'm not saying I am, I have the answers to everything. I don't. But what I do feel I have, what I do possess, is an innate ability to weed out what is quality entertainment. And sometimes I don't think quality entertainment is subjective. Like, I wouldn't call Assy McGee on Adult Swim quality entertainment. I consider it funny and decent, but it's not quality entertainment. Quality entertainment is something like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia that's consistently good and does its job.
Or Archer.
Or Archer. Definitely Archer is fucking quality entertainment. It's quality from the fucking animation standpoint. The writing's on point. The fucking acting's great. They get great... they have great voice actors. Like, everyone on Archer brings their A game every episode, and Archer is a quality product. The Walking Dead is the most haphazardly put together piece of bullshit ever on TV, and AMC is fucking retarded that they got rid of Frank Darabont. Look, I know The Walking Dead's making money.
Well, speaking of Frank Darabont, he's suing them for $280 million.
I hope you win, Frank.
I hope he wins, and I hope they shut down. I hope they shut down the goddamn show.
Hey, Hulk Hogan was able to beat Gawker Media, and look what he did, okay?
Damn.
So have faith in
fucking
good old Frank.
Fucking Chris Hardwick trying to be Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, I can't get into that. Fuck
yeah.
him.
But here's the thing. I've watched a Walking Dead alternative. It is called Z Nation. I personally love it because they have a mission. They must get the guy who has the cure in his blood to the CDC to cure the world, and plus it's just a lot of fun. Like, I really believe these people. Like, I really believe these people are a family, and they really want to stay alive, and they will help each other, and they have their own language, and it just seems, I don't know, I just enjoy it way the fuck more. Yes, it does get crazy. It does kind of jump the shark here and there, but it's good because it's not boring. It's not just like, well, we gotta walk 10 miles this way, and hopefully there's food, and hopefully we doesn't survive, and hopefully Coral doesn't die.
One thing they do, too, that pisses me off about The Walking Dead, this will be my closing bitch. They don't follow the comic book enough to the point where they just, like, certain characters just stay on for far too long. Like Shane. That punk should have died. Okay, Shane dies in like the second or third issue of the comic book, maybe the sixth. But Carl shoots him in the neck, honestly, because the way the story is broken down is there's one artist, his name's Tony Moore. He's really good. He did the first, I think, 6 issues. Then they hire some other British artist who's a fine artist, but he's not as good as the first actor, if that makes sense. Or
Yeah.
artist. So he's not as good. So the first arc has the better artwork, and that's where Carl shoots Shane in the neck.
Yeah.
And also, you get to see... Now, on The Walking Dead, did that baby Judith survive?
I don't fucking know.
All I'm saying is, in the comic, you see that her Lori and the baby get blown apart.
I doubt that fucking happens in the show. I really doubt that happens.
Yeah, the show has no fucking balls. If you're going to be a horror show on pay cable, have some balls. Murder Carl. Show some fucked up shit. You don't really... The thing is, they don't show the decay of humanity. Every once in a while, some redneck will pop up, but they've never... With the exception of the governor, who wasn't, like, raping everybody, just, the select few. But they never really ran into anyone, like, that's gonna fuck your shit up. I know people are like, oh, Negan in this season's gonna really be awesome.
No, they're not.
I know, it's gonna be more of the same bullshit. I'm not even gonna watch this season. I'm gonna, on my Sunday nights, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take shits, and I'm gonna read books on how to do stuff, I'm gonna learn how to do fucking Dutch cabinet making, okay? That's what I'm gonna do with my Walking Dead.
You know what I'm gonna do tonight? I'm gonna learn a whole new language. I'm gonna get Rosetta Stone and learn Swahili. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do every Sunday night.
Dude, when you get Rosetta Stone, get me that German, son.
I will.
I want to perfect my German. Meine Deutsche ist schlecht, aber ich liebe Deutsch. I said my German's bad, but I love Germany. Yeah, that's not relevant, though, to The Walking Dead. You know what's relevant? Everything else, because The Walking Dead is so bad that I can't think of a less entertaining show on TV. Can you?
No, I really can't.
Look, we shit on The Walking Dead for nearly 30 minutes, and Look, if you're a fan of our show, and you really like The Walking Dead, at the end of the day, I'm not attacking you personally. All I'm saying is you really should reassess what you watch. If you watch TV shows because they're popular and other people watch them and you want to have something to talk about at the water cooler, that's a fucking problem. Because if you don't truly like something and you just do it because it's popular, it keeps really bad TV around.
It does.
And that's why we're stuck with The Walking Dead in perpetuity. And that's why shows like fucking Seinfeld lasted all those years. Like, I don't think Seinfeld's fucking funny at all.
No, it's not.
I think it's probably the dumbest TV show ever made. I'm not a fan of The Cosby Show.
Or Friends. Fuck that show, too.
Or I liked it a little bit, but now as I've gotten older, I never want to watch it again.
They're horrible people. They're really horrible people.
They are. They're full of themselves. Look, all I'm trying to get at, though, is, look, if you're a fan of our show and you genuinely like The Walking Dead and you're new to horror, okay,
watch some other Schlocktober episodes and learn about some other horror, directors, actors, genres, franchises, and watch those and get acquainted with horror.
Look, if you want to call yourself a horror fan, I need to be able to walk up to you on the street and I need to be able to say, name me a John Carpenter film besides Halloween. And if you can't do that, that's like the most basic test. It doesn't even have to be a horror film, but you need to know your genre. You need to know your directors. You need to know who Steve Miner is. You need to know who directed A Nightmare on Elm Street. You need to know these things if you're really trying to get into horror. Like, being a Walking Dead fan doesn't put you in this new subset of fandom. It makes you a Walking Dead fan who knows dick about, the horror genre. I mean, I've been into it for years, and I still know less than a lot of people. But at least I've put in the time.
Hey, I was forced into it when I was a kid, but I still love it.
I was the biggest pussy in the world. I was afraid of this shit, but as an adult, I got into it because it's funny, and I like the dark atmosphere, and I like the stories. Yeah. If you go back and listen to our episode from the other day when we talk about Stephen King, I fucking love that kind of atmosphere. I love the dark and the macabre, and I like tense, scary moments. But The Walking Dead doesn't have anything of what I would consider horror. It takes place mostly in the day. The actors are just sweaty and kind of staring at the camera. The zombies don't pose a real threat. Daryl is the most overrated character I've ever seen on a TV show.
I really hope he gets killed soon.
I will love that. The only thing about... Okay, the reason I stopped reading the Walking Dead comic book is because they killed Glenn, the only character I actually found interesting. And I think they're going to kill Glenn, because in the comic book, the guy that Negan hits over the head with the bat is Glenn. He knocks his eyeball out and shit.
Oh, well, I hope we spoiled that for you people.
Yeah. So, this is a day here on Schlocktoberfest. I'm so delirious right now from trying to remember The Walking Dead that I don't even know which way is up. So, as I said, really, if you like The Walking Dead, don't take me shitting on you too seriously. I mean, I'm still shitting on you, but don't go cry to your moms about it. It's not the end of the world. Take Schlocktoberfest to heart. Go learn about the Evil Dead trilogy.
Yes, do that.
Yeah, learn some Sam Raimi knowledge, son. But this has been Schlocktoberfest here on World Class Bullshitters. You are deep in the 31 days of the unimaginable days of terror. We will be back later this week with more episodes. Actually, I should rephrase that and say we'll be back tomorrow with more episodes, because every day during Schlocktoberfest, baby, we are going to fucking deliver to you. But come back tomorrow for more. There's going to be more of me, more Simone's, more of the other bullshitters. Expect some more drunk commentaries. I know What You Did Last Summer one is tearing up the charts. Guys like Brian Lape, our loyal listeners, are going nuts for it. They love it. We're pretty entertaining when we're drunk. I try to be entertaining when I'm sober.
I try to be somewhat coherent when I'm drunk, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, you shit the bed literally and metaphorically.
Shh.
So, but basically what I've been trying to say for the last 2 to 3 minutes is check out this channel, subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and check out the other videos of Schlocktoberfest. And have a good day. Anyway, I've been your host, Jeff Hicks.
I've been the only last standing Samoan ever.
And we'll be back later. May the Force be with you, motherfuckers.